Eggs and Becky, it's wake up call morning. How are you? How's your day gone? Did you sleep all right? If not, don't worry, we've got you covered. We are going to be entertaining you, bringing you some serious amount of creativity today. My name, of course, is Becky. It's lovely to be with you, and we have got a full finessed, fine Philly selection when it comes to. I know. It's not even scripted, this, you know. I've got a wonderful selection of incredible ladies with me today, so let's get started. Let's start off by saying hello there to a lady who's bringing us double discounts later. It's Debby. Hiya, Debby.
And there's not enough space for me on sofa, so I'm over here in my happy little place. But yes, I've got a fantastic show lined up for you later on today at 6 p.m. and it is a Debby, wait, let me get this, I say it slow.
You've got this.
A Debby's double discount craft vault. Yay!
Perfect.
Yeah, absolutely perfect. But it's fantastic. I've got some amazing products on that show, which I'm going to give you a little, and I say a little sneaky peek. George, how quick are you on that button today? Or how quick are you on that joystick?
Are you ready?
Let me show you some of the amazing things that I've got on the show in the form of stamps. Embossing folders with beautiful sentiments. I've got some, I have to do this one because this one's fabulous. Yep, a little twist and pops there. I've got some more fabulousness from the Enchanted Dreams collection. I've got some cuttable, layerable sentiments. I've got some stamps. I've got my favourite at the moment, iris folding. More stamps on there. Trifold cards as well. I've got a lovely little secret garden. When I say double discount, this is absolutely, wait till you see the prices because they're absolutely amazing. And I've got some lovely silhouette stamps and stencils on the show as well. And that is just a little bit of what you can expect from Debby's double discount craft vault. And I'm gonna start, thank you. Well done. I'm gonna stick around. I'm gonna be on around 11:30 to give you a little insight to what you can expect from that show. But I am joined by some beautiful ladies. I was gonna say single ladies, but then I've realised you're not all single. No. Is it? No, it's just me. I'm joined by all these beautiful ladies that are over with Becky.
You are indeed. We have got with us our fabulous, bringing us the softer side of life, Becky!
Hello.
Hiya, Becky.
Hi, Becky.
How are you, Becky?
Very good. We were saying we haven't seen each other for months.
No, absolutely.
It's like we don't exist.
Yeah.
No, we're just one person.
Yeah, we are. We've just become one again. How are you?
I'm very good, thanks.
Go on, what have we got?
It's International Dog Day.
Yes.
So I've got a dog-themed, softer side of life. So we've got all sorts of doggy things. I've got dog bandanas, dog leads, dog cushions, dog grooming kit, and a little picture of my dog. So it's all about dogs. So we'd like people to message in and send us pictures of their dogs.
I mean, you have to do this, please. Because we are all absolute, animal pet lovers. If you have got a precious pooch you would like to share a picture of, get it into us. Info's at the bottom of your screen as to how you do it. It's not just Becky bringing us the fabulous makes today. We have also got in the wonderful Gwen in from Creative Expressions. Hello,
Hi,
Gwen.
Becky. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, everybody.
What are we expecting from you
Well,
today?
I'm really honoured today to be bringing you the fabulous Jane Gill's bubble stamps. She's done a fabulous Christmas collection featuring baubles with bubbles. I'm another one, I'm going to get tongue-tied with this one. We've got snowmen, stockings, Christmas trees, and then we've got the amazing bubble tops, which will fit on the bubbles, but you can also use them independently to create the most incredible scenes, such as, let me just show you a quick example, this.
Oh, I just love
How
that.
beautiful is that? But that's just a little bonus, if you like. What we're really featuring are Jane's fantastic bubble baubles. And so we have these beautiful bubble stamps, and these are your bubble tops. So you've got the die to cut your bubbles, and we've got stamps to stamp on them, and I'm going to show you how to construct these incredible pictures. She's also done the most amazing wreath, which is just stunning. So there are lots of ways of using these. We've got this snowman. Now, I know Debbie fell in love with him. So he's just the happiest, jolliest snowman on the planet. Isn't he fabulous? So I'm going to be showing you all about these later on today.
I will let you know that just before we came on air, Becky was like, how's that 3D? Have you done that? And Gwen went, you'll have to watch. I love it.
That's what it's all about.
They're so cool. They really are. They're amazing in real life. They're really tactile, beautiful. We'll be learning more about that. As I said, we have got absolutely loads of inspiration for you today. And if, like me, you love a bargain, not only have we got Debbie's double discount deals coming up for you later on, we have also got for you today £5 Friday. Oh yeah, head on over to our website and there's a few selected items that we've taken down to a £5 today. So it's like Totally Tiffany, you've got some bags in there, you've got the 8x8 fab file, you've got some like classiques in there, you've got loads of things. But it is £5 Friday, so it is only today. So whilst you're over there adding treats to your basket from today's show, make sure you're getting your hands on some of those deals too. We have got for you a massive amount of inspiration, so we're going to dive on in. Let's get started with our softer side collection. So in here, what we've got for you is a massive amount of goodies for all of you sewing lovers. I will let you know that in this show, we have got brand new fabric that I'll talk to you about later. You're going to love it. With this, it's going to work perfectly because we are going to be creating for you these fabulous florals. It is a stunning collection. You're going to be getting your felt in here, your 17 sheets in here, and they're 24 centimetres by 22 centimetres, so a nice big size. You're going to get loads out of them. You're also getting your sets of your dies in here as well as your hardware too. We're going to be talking you through how to do this and how to work with these, so don't worry if you've never worked with these before, you don't know exactly how to use them. Let me remind you as well that as well as your dog pictures, because it is National Dog Day, we would love to hear what you've been up to, what you're crafting. So get in touch with us on our social media page. You've got Ash looking after you for the first bit of the show, so do have a little look and say hi over there. Let me talk to you about this fabric. Liberty fabric. This is, well, I'm sure you will all know that name. There is connotations of luxury, there is connotations of aspiration when it comes to Liberty fabrics. 100% cotton, great quality, and colours that are varied, diverse and vibrant. This to me, I know we're thinking of Liberty, this to me is a true collection that is timeless and ageless. Let me bring you the colours. I've got golden ochre for you first, so golden first. I've also got for you your beautiful tangerine. Now the tangerine colour itself, I really like it. It gives me that 60s vibe, which is coming back into clothing fashion at the moment. It's almost, I don't know, it's just got that 60s kind of fun vibe. Let's bring you a CTV colour now of our damson. This is such a wonderful purple hue, really nice, deep, rich. I've also got for you in here your magenta. Now this is a pop happy colour. This is a really beautiful, bright hue. Again, really nice and wearable. I've also got a pink here. Now, this is another thing that's really in at the moment, especially in homeware, is taking the same section of the colour wheel and just changing it tonally. That's what these do beautifully together, and I think that would really work. So it is that pink if you want it. I've got, bless you, was that a little sneeze, was it, John?
Yeah.
Did that happen behind the nose? You had to hold that in, didn't you? Oh, I could tell. That was one that wanted to let fly, but thank you for that. As well as that, I'm bringing to you a colour that you will not forget. Caterpillar. Oh, Oh, this caterpillar's a really nice, almost like evergreen green. You know, sometimes greens are a bit like acidic to look at. I like that this isn't, it's very much a Mother Nature hue. I'm bringing to you my sapphire as well. Nice deep dark blue, very much a denim style blue. And again, think about denim. I always think denim's, you know, it's something that you wear all the time and you maybe wear your jeans with any kind of top, don't you? It's because that colour, that denim colour is so easy, so versatile. That's why I think this fabric's a real must if you are going to be adding any colour. I've also got for you your crimson, really nice, beautiful reds there for you. And last but by no means least, I've got for you your green hue. I just want to show you this next to the caterpillar, if I may. Again, same sort of thing with that tonal design. Again, I just think they work really well together. So this one here is your caterpillar, and this one on your screen right now is your evergreen. Seize the moment on those whilst you can. Just to let you know, when you purchase these, you'll be getting 1/2 meters. But if you wanted, for example, 2 full continuous meters, you'll just put 4 of those in your basket and we will cut them to that size as a continued piece. So we have got so much to come up on this show. Shall we get crafting? What are we doing first, Becky?
Well, as it's International Dog Day, I thought I would take a picture of my dog and I would do some flowers around the outside of the frame using these dies. My dog loves flowers. He doesn't eat them, he doesn't collect them, but he does like to use them as a little place to play about with in the garden. He likes to dig up my flowers. If I plant any flowers, he's there digging.
Oh,
so he must love flowers. So
he
that's what I
must
reckon.
do, of course.
These dies are really beautiful. So on what I'm using at the moment, you're going to be using some felt, but you can cut these out of all sorts of things. So these are your multimedia dies. You can use these for paper craft. You could use them for card paper, vellum. You could use them for cotton fabric. You could use them for leather. There's all sorts of different things you could do with them. And we've got 2 different packs here. So you've got different kinds of flowers that you can make in each one. If I turn the back over, you'll see the kind of dies that you'll be getting in there, and you can mix and match with these. You don't actually have to sort of follow effectively the recipes we've given you in here. You can make your own felts. You can make your own felt flowers or fabric flowers. Perhaps you're into felting. You want to make your own felt with lots of different colours, different threads in it, make them look really realistic. There's all sorts of things you can do, and you've got all these different dies in order to do them. In each pack, you'll get your dies, and they are these sort of dark coppery colour multimedia dies. These are really, really strong. They're much thicker than the paper craft dies that you would have. And you'll also get your little recipe card, like I like to call them, your little details as to how to put everything together. So it will show you all the different shapes dies that you're going to be getting in there, and it will also tell you how many of each one you need to make the particular flower that you want to do, and it will give you step-by-step instructions as to how to put all of those flowers into place. But if once you start making them yourself, you'll think, actually, I'm just going to go ahead and make something up, which is effectively what I'm going to do today. Now, what you will need is you will need your Gemini. You don't have to use your fabric plates. You can use your ordinary plates. You just use your metal shim and your plastic shim in order to cut them. But I'm going to use my fabric plates today. And ideally, you need a glue gun, which is what I've got here as well today. So what I'm going to do is I've already pre-cut a little bit of my felt. I'm just going to cut in 2 layers at a time, and I'm going to cut some of the leaves and also some petals here using the Gemini. So I'm going to go for these leaves. I think they're quite pretty. These are kind of your rose leaves. You've got this sort of shaped edge round here. But of course, as I said, you can absolutely use these for paper craft if that's what you want to do. You could use them for all sorts of different things. We had a vellum masterclass a few weeks ago, and Debby Fisher was cutting flowers out of vellum. These dies will work with that as well. So I'm going to get my plates. So I'm using my clear outer plates, and then I'm using my metal fabric plates. I'm just going to place my dies on here, and I'm just going to cut out a few different shapes, so you can see how quick and easy they are to go through the Gemini. Let's do a couple of these ones as well, so you can see what they look like as well. So these look really super effective too. So let's do that, and then we're going to do some leaves. Do those leaves there, and then I might as well do these leaves as well while we're here. Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to use a little bit of tape, if I can find it. There it is, hiding from me. So I'm just using a little bit of low-tack tape just to tape these down. As you can probably see from them, I've used them lots. So I tend to, they've all got tiny little bits of tape left on them from previous times I've used them. Just going to tape them down onto your metal shim here. And these are, you know, what I would suggest that you do is you cut out all the bits and pieces you need first of all before you start building your flowers. What I've got here, I'll show you in just a moment, is I've got a huge big box, one of our stack and store boxes, that I've just sort of filled out with loads and loads of different shapes and different pieces of felt, and you know, so I can then get started in making my my flowers. So you can see here, get rid of my glue and bits and pieces. That is how my box of tricks looks. So I've just cut loads and loads in different shapes, different sizes, just so I can, you know, then sort of get started and start creating the flowers that I want to do. So what we're going to do is we'll take that apart and you will see how that's cut through. So you can see you've got all those different pieces already beautifully cut using the Gemini. That's a sticky little bit with that felt. Now you could use all sorts of different fabric in here. Like I said, if you're going to be using something like a leather, you could use that.
Cool.
If you're using sort of thicker felt, say you're using like a tweed or something, you may find that you need to put in an additional layer in there because it might just not cut through very well. That other one, I've got lots of tape left on that, so I'll take that to one side and then I'll do that in a moment. So you can see how they've all cut out. Beautiful. And you've got all those different sort of felt pieces. Now what you want to do is you want to start gluing everything together. We just move all these bits out the way. You can see what I've got. Now what I do need is, when I'm using my glue gun, I use these little finger protectors. These are just something, they're like a silicone, they're almost like a silicone thimble. But they just protect your fingers from getting burnt. And I would definitely recommend you get hold of some. We don't have them for sale on our website, but you'll find them on any kind of online site. You'll be able to pick them up. And they come in different sizes, so you normally get 3 different sizes. They just protect your fingers from the glue gun, and you don't want to get injured using the glue gun. So if you have a look at the recipes, as it were, in here, just get the right one, you'll see here it shows you how to put these flowers together. Oh, I would do if I'd taken these off. There we go. So this one, the primrose, we've got over here. You can see it just tells you just to pinch these little petals in and how to build up that little flower. You can obviously follow step by step exactly what we've put here, or you can just make it up as you're going to go along. And that's effectively what I'm going to do today. I'm just going to make something up to create these pretty flowers. So I'm going to take my piece of, this is my little petal here. I'm going to put a dab of glue on here, and I'm just going to squeeze that all together.
Make pokely. Loads of you getting in touch with us today. Jennifer's in from Florida saying good morning. Lynn's saying hello to the Becky's, Debby CTV team, the wonderful superstar, basically everyone. Good morning to Michelle. How are you getting on? I hope you're all good. Saying hello to us all. Good morning. Hello to Sandra, who says, it's a girly takeover.
It is.
Who's in the gallery, Becky? In the gallery, it's the boys.
Yeah.
Because we've basically locked them in there, haven't we?
We have, yeah.
We've got George and Jamie in with us today. But yeah, it's a girly takeover, you're not wrong. Also, you'll be glad to know, Becky, as am I, we have got people sending in pictures of dogs!
Oh, excellent. Oh, I do love a picture of a pet, don't you?
Pardon?
I love a picture of a pet.
Oh my gosh, me too so much.
Yeah.
Pictures of pets, being mischievous, being really well behaved, doesn't matter.
And dressed up.
Oh my gosh, dressed up.
Pet. Yeah.
Yep. And also, I love knowing what people call their pets.
What's your dog called?
Mulberry.
Okay, why is that?
I'll long one short it for you. I had a job that was for like a contract of time. I was working away and I got really, really homesick. And so I thought to myself, well, all I have to do is I have to finish this contract and then I'll treat myself to something when I get back home. So it'll be something to look forward to and it'll be something that's just a bit frivolous and whatever. So I got back and I was like, I'm going to get a mulberry handbag.
Yeah.
And then I thought, that will bring me joy for about half an hour.
Yeah.
And until I spill something on it. So actually, I won't get myself a mulberry bag. I'll get myself what I really want, which is a dog, and call it Mulberry.
I love that idea. That's brilliant.
But I love dog name. Well, that's why instantly I was like asking the story
Yeah.
behind your dog's name
Yeah.
earlier on. Because I just think it's so interesting what people name their dogs and why they name them it. I just think it's really cool.
I think so too.
Especially when it's a shocking name, you know, a name that you wouldn't expect. Like, I like when dogs are named like yours is after a human.
Yes.
Like human names.
So my dog came from Battersea, was born at Battersea Dogs Home, which is a big rescue centre in the UK. And the litter was the first litter to be born out after some special anniversary. So they named all of the puppies after people that were instrumental in setting up Battersea. So my dog's called Charlie, and he's named after, I think he was called Charles Maynard, who was the landlord of the site that Battersea first opened up their rescue centre.
Cool?
So he's
Such
got,
a cool story.
but we call him Charlie because he's, Charles is a little bit formal. It's too
Charles?
formal. Yeah, exactly. It's like, it would be like that man shouting for the dog in Richmond Park.
Oh, that's just so lovely. How long have you had Charlie for then?
I think it's about 12 years.
Wow.
So quite a long time. He's quite old now. He is looking a little bit tired. He's looking a little bit like me when he tries to get off the sofa. So while I've been doing, I've just got this little piece that I've made into the middle. So if you saw that, I was sort of folding it into quarters and then putting it together. And then I've got all of these little petals here, and I'm just going to start gluing those around. Now what I am going to do is I've got my finger protectors over here, but I'm also going to put a finger protector over here because I burnt myself earlier on, and that was a finger I burnt. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put glue, and I'm just going to start by sticking the smaller petals on either side of each other, and I'm going to build up. So I'm going to have 8 small petals, 8 large petals. Here. We're getting lots of people messaging in with their dogs, aren't we? Pictures of their dogs, which I think is lovely.
We've got people sending them in. I'm very excited. Terry has said, good morning from Ohio. I couldn't pick just one, so I've sent in 3 pictures of my fur baby. Oh, go for it, Terry. Do that. Yeah. Also, if you do have any pictures with your dog and maybe like a bonus pet, that is also acceptable.
A bonus pet?
Yeah.
What like when a dog comes home with another dog?
Could you imagine?
Well, there's a video or like a picture, isn't there, when the dog turned up with a baby deer after he'd been away for disappeared for like a week and came back with a baby deer.
What, like as a mate? Like, this is Barry. He's coming for tea.
Barry come over and play? Can he stay for tea?
Stop it, that
kind
is
of
so
thing.
cute. Did they keep the deer then?
I wouldn't have thought so. I don't know what the rules are for
That is
deer
so
keeping.
funny.
Can you keep a deer in your garden? Probably not. Depends where you live, I suppose.
Yeah.
I've always wanted a peacock.
Have you?
Yeah.
They're very noisy.
Yeah.
They are very,
But I
very
live in
noisy.
London, so it's quite noisy anyway.
All right, yeah, that's
I
true.
quite like the idea of having a peacock.
Yeah. Do you know what? You strike me as the type of person who could have a peacock.
Do you reckon?
Just me. Yeah. Like, you wouldn't come up my neck of the woods and just see a peacock strolling about. But there is something very London and very chic about a peacock, and I feel like that is the epitome of Becky Swan, to be honest.
I do like that idea. I do like the idea of, sometimes there was someone lived locally that had a pet pig, and they would take the pig for a walk. So you can take your pig for a walk down the street, but you have to get the route pre-approved by the local council. So you can't just walk a pig anywhere. See, useless information is what I retain in my brain.
Well, sorry, with the pig thing.
Yeah.
Do you have it on a lead, do you?
Yeah.
Can you carry your pig wherever you want?
It depends how big your pig is, doesn't it? You sometimes see those massive pigs. I don't think I'd want to be lugging some half-ton sow into Sainsbury's. But
Depends how big your pig is. Something I never expected to be said at this time in the morning.
Perhaps a little piglet when you pop into you know, your local coffee shop. I don't know.
Do you remember that time that it was a really big craze that everyone bought those tiny, tiny dogs and carried them in handbags?
Yeah.
It was a massive thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe you could get one of them, but for your pig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not? Why not? I think it's quite a cool idea. Or walking along the street with your peacock,
Yeah.
as you do. You know. What have you been doing this weekend? Oh, I've just taken the peacock for
If you were to have a peacock, what would you call your peacock?
Oh, I don't know. I have to think about that.
Right, you think about it.
Dazzle or something like that.
Yeah, it would have to be a name like that, wouldn't it? It'd have to be something pretty
Peacock,
good.
not a peahen.
Okay, right.
Because the peacock's the ones with all the colour. Peahen are all brown, aren't they?
Yes, that's
and
true.
Not very exciting.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's true.
Sorry for any peahens that are watching and now feeling, you know, very much maligned
Those
and
PNs are going to be messaging in. Have you seen the albino peacocks?
Oh yes, yeah, I have seen
They're
pictures of
incredible
those.
looking.
Yeah,
I've
that would
never
be
seen
quite
one in
good,
real
wouldn't
life,
it?
but yeah.
I do think foxes quite like a peacock. You know, they do, so you do have to be a bit careful. So you can see how I've sort of created that particular flower. Now, I've also created this one here with a little gemstone on it. And what I've done is I've created a couple more different ones, different size flowers. So this one is using these dies, which I've already pre-cut. Now, what you would do is you put a piece of glue in the middle and then you would just turn these around along the bottom, and then you'll create these pretty little blossoms, and it ends up coming out like that. So we had those with a couple of leaves. But what I also thought was quite useful is having like sprays of leaves. So I cut out some shapes. These are just like the heart-shaped petals, and I glued them onto the back of a piece of metal, a piece of wire. And so you can just bend these into any kind of shape. So they look like those kind of sort of fronds of a leaf or a vine or something like that. So what I will do is I will start putting everything together now. So I've got my dag.
Look at how cute
So this is my dog Charlie.
Oh, Charlie!
So Charlie is a Staffordshire Bull Terrier, Staffordshire Bull Terrier cross. So he's there with his favourite ball, and so I just sort of thought we would just have a few of these flowers dotted around. I'm going to glue them in place. A few more here. And I just thought this was quite a nice display. You know, if you've got a dog and you want to, you know, have something on your desk to remind you of him when you're not at home, that's a good option. Just looking for a few more leaves I can find here. So my husband does have a photograph of the dog on his desk at work, and a photo of the children on his desk at work. And do you know where I am?
Go on.
Absolutely nowhere.
You're not even on the wall?
Not even on the wall.
A windowsill?
No,
a ledge?
no.
Not even a ledge?
No, not even a ledge. I haven't even got onto a ledge. Very disappointing, I think that is. Well, I'm going to start sort of gluing these together and putting them in place now.
Whilst you're gluing them, I want to go through some dog names. Christy has messaged in saying, when we got a puppy, we got home and he fell asleep. And because he was so tired, and he looked tuckered out, so we've called him Tucker.
Oh,
that is so cute.
I love that idea.
Hello, Tucker. Hello. Ush, ush, ush. I love it. Katie says, my dog, Flint, a lurcher, is a rescue, and he was named Flint as he was found as a stray, and his coat was a flint grey colour. And my other dog is a chocolate lab called Bella, and she is the gobbiest lab out there. Everyone hears her before they see her. I love that. I love labs. I've got a retrieve for myself. I love labs. Zoe has messaged in saying, this is just possibly one of the cutest names ever. My dog is called Sproglet.
Sproglet.
Because it's the name that you'll call children, your little Sproglet. That's so cute.
Yeah.
Let's, whilst we're gluing, have a little look at some dog pictures, please. Can we? Can we? Because I know that Becky will be as in love with these as I will. Because, well, we're animal lovers, as I've mentioned.
Absolutely.
Hello to Stevie. Oh, this is a poodle Elvis. Oh my goodness. that hair has Elvis all over it. I love. Thank you, Stevie. Oh, it's so happy looking. Hello. The next one's in from Terry. And this one, it's a golden retriever. Oh.
They always look like they're smiling, don't they, golden retrievers?
Yes, always. Very, very happy dogs. That baby, that is such a gorgeous, happy dog. It's very similar colour to mine, actually, Terry. Quite a light golden. Beautiful. Thank you, Terry, for sending that in. Hey, up, we've got Val in next. And Val, oh, look at Twinkle. Hello, Twinkle. What a gorgeous face. Look at the markings on Twinkle. I just love it. Val, so cute. Thank you for sending that in. We've also got one in from Alison. I mean, really. Alison, what type of dog is this? Apart from adorable.
It is really adorable.
Oh, and this is called Fox.
It does look like a baby fox, doesn't it?
Oh, it just got so cute. Thank you, Alison, for sending that in. Oh, I just love them. I want to print all of these off. They're all so cute. I've got one in from Sarah as well. Hello, Sarah. And this is Baxter. Oh, Baxter's so fluffy. Oh my goodness, Sarah. I love it. Just looks so, you know when dogs have really like kind eyes, I know that's a really strange thing to say. Baxter's got very kind eyes. Oh my goodness, I love all of those. Keep your dog pictures coming in. We'll go through more later. But we're carrying on gluing with Becky at the moment.
Yeah, carry on gluing with Becky, yep. So I'm just putting a couple of little leaves here and there to finish it off, and then I'm going to pop it into the frame. So I just, and actually, you know, using these felts or using these dyes, you could then sort of mimic perhaps you've got a photograph of a wedding, you know, and you want to sort of mimic the flowers that were at the wedding.
Oh, great
you could do that here. There's all sorts of things you can do with this. So I'm just going to put that over this way. Just stick that all in there, and then put the back onto here. And then my husband's got another reason to have another item in his office
that isn't a picture
that
of
isn't
you.
me. And I can say this because he's not watching, because he doesn't watch me. He did phone me yesterday and he said, "When are you on?" And I was like, "Why? You don't watch it?" And he was like, "No, I might watch it today." But and maybe if he knows that the dog's on it, maybe he will watch it.
Maybe he will be watching
But
now.
yeah, so there you've got your little, you know, your little flowers on little picture frame, and that's using these multimedia dyes that we've got on the show today.
So nice. I love it. Becky, thank you so much for showing us that. It's just stunning. Do you fancy going back in a bit?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
See
I'll
you
be back
then.
later.
Well, we have got so much on our show today. I've got Becky, I've got Debbie, and we've got Gwen from Creative Expressions. I've got goodie bag treats for you. I have got brand new fabric and so much more. My advice, give yourself a moment, head on over to our website, treat yourself to some goodies on the show, and then you can sit back and relax. Whilst you do that, have a look at this.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
What makes Crafters TV so special is you guys.
It's really special because the experts are really experts. They're really skilled at what they do, and they want to make sure that the audience also improves on their skills.
Crafters TV is so special because you've got together a really sort of key group of people and people that are very passionate about the product.
Crafters TV is so special because it's a unique community that we have with each other where we can learn and grow and communicate with each other.
Community, the family spirit, the education, everything to do with craft. We are all like-minded people who share a passion.
I love all the inspiration the demonstrators bring and all the knowledge for us out here.
What makes Crafters TV so special? 100% it's the interaction. No other crafting TV channel or show has the same interaction.
I love the community, I love chatting live, I think that's the best part. And it's gone beyond crafting because we've become friends.
Feels to me to be a really, really close relationship with our customers and viewers.
You guys make us feel like we're part of your family. I've never been on the show before, but one of my friends who I did meet from CCTV encouraged me, and I was on the craft along.
Massive team of people, and I think they've all got their role to play, and it just brings everything together. It allows us to do our job and just love it.
The people, obviously, the people not just here at Crafters Companion, but the viewers that watch us. I mean, everybody. We have this real magical essence about it.
Bye for now. Bye.
That was new. I've not seen that before. What do you think? Quite good. Hi, how are you? Welcome back. So we have already had some makes with Becky. She's going to be back making things like dog bandanas and dog leads. So if you're an animal lover, then most certainly you're in the right place because it is International Dog Day. So we've been asking you to send in your pictures of your dogs. We'll look at more of those later on. We have got Debbie in with us now, and we are going to get ready to share with you a secret garden. This collection is absolutely wonderful. If you've not seen it before, I'll whip through it real quick so that we can dive on into a demo. So let me show you. You're getting all of these fabulous dies, including areas that will open doors for you. I've got for you stamp and dies a lot, and I've also got stamp collections with the likes of your sentiments as well. So all of these you're going to be getting, such as your mystical wood, your a moment in time, secrets revealed. I've also got this one, which I really like because I think this goes really nicely with the chinoiserie collection that we have. So if you do have that, that's a little nice add-on. This die here is so cool because it does actually cut out the gates for you so that you can pop something behind them. I've also got for you your emboss and cut folder. So this one has your cutting edge, but it also gives you the texture. So it's really lovely to give you something a little bit different. And I have got for you your A4 card. This is your luxury mixed card, and you're getting all of these in your A4. This is a massive 60% discount today. This is the best, I repeat, the best ever price on this. Now, if you've never been able to treat yourself to it before, now is your chance. It is 60% off today. Do not dilly-dally. Go and add these ones to your basket whilst you have the opportunity, because that price, bearing in mind platinum price, we're looking at under 30 quid on this. It's exceptional, isn't it, Debbie?
Absolutely. It really is Debbie's double discount deal today. It's fabulous. It's a gorgeous collection as well. It's a really lovely theme, the secret garden being the theme, but lots of elements in this collection that you're going to be able to take out of that theme and use in many of your crafty collections. But look at these beautiful samples that our gorgeous design team have made. So one of my favourites in this collection is this beautiful stamp set that has the reveal door that opens up, and then you can create your lovely backgrounds with the rest of the stamps that are in there. And of course you've got things like your keys and all your sentiments. There are some beautiful, and I mean really beautiful, I'm going to get this the right way around, excuse me because it keeps dropping off on me when I do it, but a beautiful collection there that you can take into any style card. I love those. You were right there with the chinoiserie collection. That would look absolutely beautiful. So about taking it out of that collection and moving it into other things that you might already own, I think is a really great shout out there, Becky. And I absolutely love these stamps. Perfect for colouring with, creating background scenes, lots of beautiful dies in there to create some extra embellishments. Mix and match them up with things that you already have as well. But they really are a fabulous collection at honestly, an absolutely fabulous price. It's sensational price. It's the best we've ever seen it at. And again, look at the platinum price one, under £30 for the whole entire collection there. I just think it's really fabulous. It is.
Special art, isn't it? It is a Debby double discount that we have got for you. And we have got a whole show with treats like that coming up for you later on today at 6 p.m. UK time. That's 1 p.m. or 10 a.m. dependent where you are in the world. Now, I want to talk to you about a die collection that creates cards that you just want to open over and over and over again. This is our advanced twist and pop collection. So what you're going to do is you're going to run the dies that you get through a die cutting machine using, for example, a nice bit of card. And you will run the dies through. These are the dies that will be created. And this is the kapow effect that it creates. You get this incredible mechanism. That's a die. You don't have to make it yourself. It's not fiddly. And you get all of these different themes. So I've got that one there, which was your cupcake theme. I've got presents. Great for birthdays. Great for Christmas even. I've got your frames element here too. I love this one for memory books and photo albums because actually you can pop little photographs in here. It's perfect for that. But you do also get the extra dies to do other embellishments. I've got for you some balloons as well here. This is a joyous one. I think it looked really nice on like a DL card. It would look really pretty on. So again, really unique and interesting take. I've got some love hearts as well. Great for if you want to make Valentine's cards, but also just for your best friends, your loved ones. All of those today should be £100, should be $110. £37.70 or $42.23. This is one of those Debbie's double discounts. So again, these are epic opportunities that we've got here. And they make epic cards, don't they, Debbie?
Oh, absolutely. I'm trying to get some out here to show you the kind of lovely... anything with kinetic movement always appeals to me because I love the way that you can create this pop factor. So sometimes we concentrate on the front of our cards, but we always forget about the middle. This creates the opportunity to create a fantastic middle by using those twist and pop. It's a very easy mechanism that works with the beautiful dies in there as well. So it's absolutely fabulous. And again, lots of lovely designs in how you can create these. These are just, can you imagine that being a wedding card or an anniversary card? Would look fabulous. It's like that. Kapow! Yeah! Kapow! You've got to do some. Yeah, you've got to have the voice, haven't you, when you're doing those? But that's another love heart one. But you get the gist. You get the gist. We've got lots of tutorials with these on. An amazing price today to get full set of them as well, with everything that you need to create. And also, some of those dies you'll be able to take and use to have those elongated cards or your DL cards where you don't necessarily need to use the twist and pop mechanism. You can just simply use the outer dies and the inner dies to create some nice pieces as well. So honestly, absolutely fabulous. We're just giving you a little taster of, is it a mouche bouche they call it?
And a amuse-bouche, yeah.
What's coming up later on at 6 p.m. UK time with my I feel like a really VIP Debbie's double discount show. It's been a while since I've had one, can I just tell you? Been a while, and I did talk to the guys about some of the things that I personally love and what could they do for me in terms of putting those deals together. And I think they've come up with some belters today. So yeah, take advantage. Shop now while you can, because I'm not sure what will be left when we get to that 6 p.m. show. So if there's something that tickles your fancy, go and shop that show or shop the day and go and have a little look, because there are plenty of Debbie's double discount deals available for you right now.
Absolutely. Do feel free to go and grab those, because some things with this discount deal, they've already been popular. Just to let you know, I've got some special goodie bags coming up for you. I've got that brand new Liberty fabric still available. And now, don't forget, I've got Creative Expressions coming up with us in a bit too. But now, let me show you the tri-folds. Now, this is your tri-fold apertures. And what these dies do is they create an effect of almost like a window, looking through a window type design. I'm going to bring to you the dies for these and the stamps. You've got your best buddy, perfect for today with it being International Dog Day. Don't forget, keep your dog pictures coming through. We'll look at more in a bit. I've also got for you, You've Been On My Mind with that wonderful butterfly collections. Then I've got for you the Birthday Bunny. I've got You Mean So Much with the Heffalumps. Oh, look at And then I've also got You Have My Heart as well with those wonderful owls. So these ones, again, nearly £50 usually. £17. That's a good owl impression, that was, Debbie.
I didn't mean to. I promise you, I didn't mean to. That was just a noise that came out of my mouth. I'm so sorry. But it did sound a little bit like a howl then, didn't it? I didn't mean to. I promise. That wasn't intentional.
Was that over the price, perchance?
Well, absolutely over the price. It's an amazing deal from and it was a collection that I launched. So this is why I wanted to kind of revisit it, because it's been a while since I've worked with them, and they're absolutely beautiful. One of my favourite ones, and again, it's a very versatile die set because it's not just in the way of the form of the trifold, which we've got here, but you can use these in lots of different ways as well. So this trifold enables you to create a really lovely, different styled card that you can create using those stamps and using those dies to create the most amazing. And again, play with your papers, and you can create some really beautiful, beautiful cards. And you can mix and match these up as well. So I'm just going to show you a few because these are absolutely fab. But they are versatile because you can create some different kind of cards with them as well. So this is one of those zigzag trifolds, which I just think looks lovely. But again, you can use your dies and then your stamps to create this lovely feature where you've got a bit more of a concept with it with that one. And again, it's that trifold feel, that trifold in terms of the dies being staggered to create that lovely aperture, almost like an inner page effect. So really lovely, but then of course you've got the cute stamps as well, which we are going to, how much time have I got left? Get a demo in. We're going to get a demo in. Have you got something else to show though, Becky, before I while I get ready?
Yeah, I can. I'm gonna. Jamie just went nope. I'll show you this bag, shall I, Jamie? Is that good for you? Let me just give you a sneak peek of this. It is a very, 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 very special deal, and it is limited. Not ultimately limited, but I've not got many. This is Leanne's from yesterday evening. Everyday papercraft surprise. Now, you know what I'm like. It says surprise there. I do like to keep it a surprise. So if you are like me, close your eyes now. I'm not going to say what's here. I'll tell you when to open your eyes. Close your eyes now. And then for those of you who just quite frankly can't stand the wait, have a little look at what you're going to be getting in here. Now, what I will tell you is you have got many different things. You've got some consumables in here. You have got some things that, quite frankly, you just can't get anywhere
Every time I see that, Becky, we still haven't got one. I don't know where mine disappeared from yesterday. I think someone's tea-leafed it. I'm gonna put Tracy on the case and see if she can find mine. But absolutely, there's an amazing wealth of product in here. Look at the price that's scribbled out there. Over 100. Does that say 130?
So it's £132 worth of treats you're getting for £35 or $45. Now, I do want to let you know, and by the way, if you've got your eyes closed, keep them closed, because yes, I am still going. There is so much in this. You have got the very final few chances on this today, okay? So let me remind you, these are guaranteed what you're going to be getting into your surprise bag, but please do seize the moment on it, because as you can imagine, for those who have seen everything in here, this is genuinely one of the best bags we have ever done at that price point. It's well worth seizing the moment. If you had your eyes closed, do open them up now and then grab a bag, because trust me, it's
that
special.
value, Becky. £25 craft kits in there. £25, that box alone. And then add up all the rest. You can see why it's proved to be so popular, and it really is fabulous. And you are definitely going to get that. The much anticipated sought after, I'm going to say, sought after, because we've all been after one. And I did ask the warehouse, and they were like, no, you're not having any. We were all like, I'm having that one from yesterday then. Because honestly, it's a fabulous little mug in there that you can put your fluids in for when you're drinking on the go as well. So it's just a great, absolutely fantastic bundle of lots of things that we do at Crafters Companion. It's an amazing deal, it really is. Absolutely phenomenal. Off the charts, as we would say, or as Sarah would say, off the charts.
Fabulous. Are you ready now?
Yep, I'm all ready.
Let's dive on into a demo.
Absolutely. So in your kit, now I'm going to use those gorgeous elephants, and I promise there's going to be no squishing, no killing of any elephants on the show. And if you're wondering what I'm on about, you might want to check Craig Laird's tutorial with the squished elephant.
Yes, I
Oh
remember.
my days. Becky, did you ever see that clip?
Yeah.
Oh my God, honestly, one of the funniest moments we've done at Crafters TV. Literally the funniest thing I've seen ever here. That's what I'm going to say, because it was just so, and I were here that day. Absolutely amazing. So, I'm going to use the elephants, and it means it's the You Mean So Much to Me. I will just say the price on this collection is really the lowest I think we've ever done it at. And again, when you look at that platinum price box, to get all these sets for less than £15 is absolutely just a crazy deal. Now, the trifold comes to you with these 2 dies and then all of these stamps, and not just the cute elephants, but some really nice sentiments on there. So I can't wait to see your face again. Oh, that's so sweet. You mean so much to me. But then the cute little elephants that actually perfectly positioned to go into those trifold dies as well. And you're also getting a little instruction sheet. Not only are we giving you a little bit of inspiration on the front of the packaging, but you're also getting a little instruction sheet telling you how to get that basis for a trifold card and where to put all your things. So it's a really nice little step-by-step guide enabling you to pop through right to the very end of that project. And I'm going to keep it very simple with this one because I am going to do exactly what it says. So again, all I've done with this, and I've got some papers all measured out and cut out ready, because I am glad I have done this little bit because we don't have very much time left. But you're going to take a 12-inch by 6-inch piece of cardstock and score at 4 inches and 8 inches so that you can see you get that lovely trifold feature. That one tucks underneath, that one tucks over the top. Make sure your score lines are all burnished down nice and flat. But what we're going to do is we're going to layer up these outer dies first. Now you'll see with the style of this that you can see you've got the outline of the elephant. Now I'm going to do it without the papers on to start with because I have got one ready made with the papers on. If you want to add your papers on and cut through your aperture so that you get a perfect aperture, you'll need to stick that down and let it dry, and then you can run it through, because you know the power of a Gemini, that will cut through both of those pieces at the same time. But I just want to keep it nice and clear, not with a distracting paper, so I'm just going to pop that one onto the top, Becky, and I'm going to hold this down. Now I'd recommend that you do this one by one, because there's 2 dies in here, but you need to do them one by one. So again, I'm just going to bring in, where's my platform? There we go, let's pop that onto my platform. Or should I say my die cutting plate? It is a thin metal die, so it's the normal combination that we recommend for a thin metal die, and we're just going to run through the first of the cuts on that trifold fold. Trifold fold. Perfect. That's a lot of folds in there. But yeah, just pop that through, and then we'll do the stamping afterwards. But you can also use those stamps to create another layer that you can pop onto the top as well if you want. But I think I'm going to show you just first of all how to create that trifold. So again, the first one's done, so we'll just remove the tape. Let's just take that little piece off. And then when you fold that over, that's going to be the first part of the trifold. So this one you're going to tuck underneath. Now to position it, this is the best way I can describe how to position it. You're going to literally pop that down there and then sandwich that in. Now if you look at where the elephants are, they've been positioned so that they're facing each other, and I absolutely love that. So again, I'm just going to pop that in so I can position it into place. Just going to lift that up but keep your finger down, and then low tack tape that piece down as well, and then we're running that through. Again, if you want some paper background, pop your background paper in first, make sure it's stuck down, dried, because if you go in with wet glue and leave it wet, it'll splurge out. So make sure your paper is attached to your cardstock, dry and firm. You could use tape and things like that if you wanted to. But that's the way you would do it if you wanted to create the perfect aperture lined up. And then you can add your elephant's toe, which is the way I've done it. But I just want to show you this way so you get the gist of how to use this and how to use these dies and stamps. So when I take that off, again, lovely bit of a stitch design as well on the outside. But you'll see now that that part is the inner part of your card. That's the first of the inner trifolds, and then the outer one. So you've got that perfect die cut. And then all you're going to do is you're going to just make sure you stamp your elephant. I'll get it right in a minute. You stamp your elephant. Now you can do this where you go directly on and you just position it on. If that's big enough, I might have to go with my bigger one. Just bear with me a minute, Becky, while I switch over. We seem to have lost a lot of our platforms in here at the moment, so we're trying to get the kits, get the craft room, this craft room, back up to speed with all the equipment that we need. Right, so just popping that on. And again, Just place it back in there and rock that down. And you can see your little elephants positioned in there. Go into this one, I'm going to turn it round the other way, get the other elephant. And it really is this easy. Just honestly, it looks complicated, but it really isn't. It's a really lovely, cutesy design, but very easy to achieve. So I'm going to pop that on.
Val has just messaged saying, Debbie, last night Leanne was interested in your mug. Just saying, says
She was
Val.
interested in... That's why it's missing then.
Val.
That's why it's missing. Now
Val,
I know.
you've got that spoon
That's
out, Val.
sorted then. I wonder if she's in the office today. I might have to go. Mind you, it was her cartload show, so I think I might just have to let her have that one. And do you know what that means, Becky?
Go on.
It means I'm going to have to buy my own. It means I'm going to have to go and get my own. That honestly, it's well worth it for the amount of product that's in there. It's fabulous. It really, really is. Now look, Becky, look how cute that looks.
Adorable.
And how it's been positioned so that they're meeting. They're almost like kissing trunks there. Really super cute. And like I said, the wow part factor is that you just can add to. Now, when I talked about the papers, I've just positioned them a little bit higher up on mine, but I've actually stamped the images out, coloured them in, and then fussy cut around the edge because you can do this as well. So that one is how you would create it, and you could colour onto there and then add your own background. And then this is the way that I'm going to do it, where I'm just going to pop on my little characters. And they're going to sit over the top. Now, you could lift them as well. They could be lifted with a bit of chunky glue or with some foam pads. But again, just adds to another appeal and gives you another way of using them too. So again, just pop that on. And then I'm just going to finish that off with a little bit of a sentiment. And I'm going to use both of them because I love these sentiments. I'm going to use both. Push that there. So I can't wait to see your face again. Do you have that anchored up a little bit because it could be stood on that? Yeah, we'll have that there.
Cute.
And then I'm going to pop that one on the inside part. So that's going to go onto that side. Let's have that underneath as well. So it looks like this one stood on top of it. So you mean so much to me. And then in the centre, I've got some papers that I'm just going to pop in. Again, you could be adding some stamps back into there if you wanted to. Put your sentiments in there if you wanted to. Or your verse. But literally... And if I just now finish that off with a little... In fact, actually, no, I'm not going to put a ribbon on. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it clear. Just going to add one of the little butterflies just onto the top. And that just shows you how you can create. So that's the bare basics of it. How you can create it with the... that's multi-purpose cardstock and just stamp directly onto it and colour directly onto it if you wanted to. Because, of course, our multi-purpose cardstock can do that. But that's what you will do if you wanted to create it with the cardstock and papers. And honestly, it's just a lovely, cute design, but absolutely fabulous price. And not that I insisted, but I did say that these were one of my favourites that we did. And I'm pleased that we've got them on the show, but at the most amazing deal. I mean, honestly, Becky, that is just fantastic when you think of all the stamps and the dies that you're getting. Each one of the dies that are in that equate to the shape of the butterfly or the little dogs. Love the dogs, I'm not going to lie, but every single one of them have got their own trifold die and then stamp that work, so you could create these every single time.
Absolutely, and these are the characters. You have got your best buddy, perfect for International Dog Day. We'll have a look at some more of your dog pictures in a bit. I've also got for you your butterfly design. You're bringing to you the wonderful bunny rabbits. Oh, this one's got its eyes closed like it's gone sleep. I've also got for you your elephants that we've just used, and we have got your owls as well. So a big amount of fun, but not a big amount of money today because it is one of Debbie's double discounts for our show later on. It should be £50, it's £17.85 today. That's it. Now, I have got for you, we've already had the wonderful Becky Swan on talking to us about fabrics, talking to us about makes for dogs. We've got more coming up, including the New Liberty fabrics. I've also had Debbie on showing you some of those designs. And next up, I am joined by the fabulous Gwen, who is going to be getting us feeling very creative indeed from Creative Expressions. She's going to come up after this.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Come on, that was really funny, Ben. You did.
It was better than your I'm a gnome and I live in a caravan.
I am a gnome and I live in a caravan.
Can we clip that? What was it? Everybody's gone surfing, surfing USA.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us, you give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV. Create every day.
Many of our viewers bring up time and time again, and that's our wax seal gate.
Thinking, Joe, it might not work as well because I've put too much. Joe's laughing. Oh, I've forgotten to put me thing in place. Oh, Joe. Words, but I think that doesn't engage with that and can come out all wrong. Water.
That wasn't the one you just washed your brush in, was it?
Sorry. Yes, but it doesn't matter.
No, it wasn't, was it? It was. Are you kidding?
I'm going to have to say, it's a slip of the tongue. I'm going to say it's maybe to do with my Scottish accent. I'm maybe going to say it's because of Mr. Ben Mosby. He is, well, yeah, he doesn't help matters.
Well,
yeah, eat shortbread and eat the queen. Eat...
I've made pots that have exploded when I fired them. I've done zips in inside out. It happens to everybody.
We've all spilt our glitter all over our project or knocked the water over.
You're right.
I've just noticed I've got my dress on inside out.
So I was messing about doing some backgrounds with the sparkle ink, took the lid off it and managed to catch the pot somehow, and the whole thing came towards me, down my front, across my lap, onto the floor.
Went to reach for the water and do the tapping with the and so there was less tapping and more sort of a tsunami. I've got some.
Oh, it's not on your project, is it?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Hey, at Crafters TV, welcome back. My name is Becky, and we have already had on with us the other Becky with her fabulous makes. We've got more to come, including dog-inspired crafts coming up for you in a little bit. I've also had Debbie on with us showing her card-making skills, and now I'm joined by Gwen. Hi, Gwen, how are you?
I'm really well, thank you. It's lovely to be here again.
Now, Gwen, we've not done a show before together.
No.
So I would love you to tell us all about these fantastic goodies you've got for us today.
That's my pleasure. So I'm bringing today some stamps designed by our wonderful Jane Gill. Jane comes from the Woodware company who come under the Creative Expressions umbrella. So we've two designers there, Francoise Reed, who I'm sure you've seen, and Jane Gill, who you've also probably seen. Both amazing ladies and very talented designers. And today I'm bringing Jane's Big Bubble stamps, and we've got Big Bubble baubles for you.
Easy for you to say.
Yes. And it's a fantastic concept. So you have stamps, you have dies, you've got bubble tops and bubble top stamps, and they all come together to create the most wonderful Christmas designs.
Amazing.
So if I can just show you one or two. This is our heart bubble bauble. Now this, although it's a Christmas bauble, just have a look at that heart, because
lovely.
Consider weddings, consider anniversaries.
Perfect.
This is something you could use all year round, so not just for Christmas at all. But you can see on here some of the bubble top stamps. The bubble die has cut the circles for you. It's It looks complicated, but it's really not.
That's always
so
a good
I can't
thing.
wait to show you. We've also got some fabulous inks. We've got some of our intense pigment stains, and we can create amazing inky backgrounds with these. A lot of these samples have been done by Jane herself and also our amazing design team, so thank you to them. Just beautiful designs. You can embellish these to your heart's content with glitter and gems and I don't know what, anything you've got to hand. You can shape the bubbles or not. This one is completely flat, but either way, they're very tactile. Very beautiful. This is our teardrop shaped bauble, which is very elegant. And here's another example that's more dimensional and actually putting a little bit of proper ribbon on the top. And then we've got lots of accessory stamps on the stamp sets as well. So let me show you the actual stamp sets. So this is the wreath, and it's an incomplete wreath, which I really like. It's more like a sort of horseshoe almost, but she's designed it so that it can go any which way you choose. It's not got a direction, so you can have your poinsettia at the bottom, you can have it at the side, and then of course you can dress that up with those fabulous bubbles and bubble tops. So that's your first one.
It's lovely and modern, that one.
They are very
modern,
modern, these actually, very graphic, very clean lines. Yeah, I really love these. Then we've got a fabulous stocking. And within the stocking, obviously, again, we've got these lovely bubble designs. You've got some gorgeous little birds, and each set will have a sentiment of some description on there as well.
Fab.
So they're all like little complete projects, if you like. So that's your stocking. This is our fabulous, friendly snowman. He's got the biggest grin. He's just so gorgeous with his winter wishes and 3 different sizes of snowflakes, which have very cleverly been sized to fit the 3 different sizes of bubble tops.
Clever.
Very clever. The whole thing is clever. Then we've got our Christmas tree, also made with our lovely bubbles. And again, you've got independent little designs to fill those bubbles with. Another beautiful one. There's a little verse on there as well. A lot of them have got little sentiments, and some of those will also fit on the bubbles. Honestly, it's incredible.
That's clever.
Now, this is the duo bauble set. So you're getting 2 slightly smaller baubles on here, so even better value. And if you like slightly smaller cards, that's perfect. Or maybe for a gift tag, or you know, just popping on a gift bag or something like that.
Idea.
But also, you could stamp these on acetate and you could actually have them as hanging ornaments. You could have them as sort of sun catchers in the windows, things like that. Really super for that. You've got beautiful foliage, because Jane is a foliage designer. She's trained botanical artist.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Wow.
So she's done all these fantastic foliage. So they will all be really like true to form. Yeah. This is the gorgeous teardrop bauble. What I love about this one is it has no top. So you can add a bauble top to it, or you can add foliage to it, you can add a ribbon to it, however you like to do it. Then we've got a lovely wide, more round style of bauble. They're just beautiful, aren't they? And this has an integral ribbon already there. So you can cut these out and you can dimension, you know, 3D them, do some decoupage if you choose. That's another option. I love the shape of this one. This is our Best Wishes bauble, and it's just, to me, quite a traditional bauble shape.
Yeah.
Quite fat, but with a slight point at the bottom. I love that. And it's got foliage and ribbon already there. So if you're not great at positioning extra foliage, that one's done for you.
Lovely.
Then we've got our curly ribbon top bauble. Love this, a very round, gorgeous shape. And if you actually take the bauble top off it, that could be a circle for anything.
Completely.
Create a beautiful background by multi-stamping it, cut it out with a circle die, and create a circular embellishment for any card. So it doesn't have to be Christmas at all. And there's the fabulous heart-shaped bauble that we showed you earlier. But then that's not everything. Because on top of that, we have these bubble toppers stamps, and these will all fit on those bubbles. So we have the large, the medium and the small, and some of these are just the cutest cute. We've got these little tiny elves, and Jane has rewritten, is it 3 Little Piggies Went to Market? And she's done it with 3 little elves. It's so cute. We'll show you that later on. So you've got different sizes, and you've got all these fantastic little Christmas icons which will perfectly fit on the bubbles. So how do you create your bubbles? Well, we've got dies. This is just part of this amazing concept. So this is the original with the very small bubbles, and there are 3 sizes, and it cuts lots at the same time, so it's not that tricky to get enough to fill a bauble.
Yeah.
So that's the actual size of the die for you.
Perfect.
Then more recently, Jane's done her big bubble toppers, which is this one. Again, 3 sizes, and it cuts 2 of each at the same time. Most of the designs will only need 1 of each of the larger bubbles. So again,
it's good to have extras.
Cut it once and keep your extras in a little box or a little packet, and you've probably got enough for another project.
Brilliant.
So those are your bubble dies. Then we've also got the tiles, the bubble top tiles. Testing my tongue out today. So we have a square tile and a rectangle tile. These have an outside cutting edge which will cut you a mat or a layer if you need one. And then you've got your tile design, and again these are sized perfectly for those little bubble top stamps. They also cut out all the little squares, so you can do some amazing designs with just those. Let me show you a few. Excuse me while I grab a few.
Let me just remind you that if you want the 4-pack, the Big Bubble Die set, it is available now and it is discounted, so it's a great time to seize the moment. Oh, wow.
So you can see the girls have obviously loved these because they've had such fun with them. So the squares, you can create your own patterns and grids and whatever you like to do, and put those little bubble top stamps on there as well. How modern is that? Beautiful.
That's so nice.
Then we have the circles from the bubble die,
wow.
which again, you can use those circles for absolutely anything. You can turn them into balloons, you can turn them into little hanging baubles, whatever you like.
They're
They're cool, aren't they? There's another grid done with the tiles toppers.
Oh my gosh, that's adorable.
Those little elves, they're so cheeky. Honestly, they are gorgeous. Here we've got 3 circles, and the rest of that card is done with existing dies and ribbons, and just those 3 little circles creating baubles. It's so
That's really clever, because that is so eye-catching, even though it's quite simplistic design.
And in fact, quite small, but still, as you say, it's got impact.
Yeah.
This one's simply been cut from beautiful red mirror card. I mean, that shouts Christmas, doesn't it?
Great.
Absolutely beautiful. And this one's been dressed up a little bit further with a shaped outer edge square die, just to build on it. So even though they're quite small, they can still have a great impact. So just a few ideas, and let me just show you a couple of others, if that's all right.
Yes, please. We always love a bit of inspo, don't we?
These little bubble top stamps can be used, as we said earlier, independently. So look at this one with the little elves all dancing across the snow. And there's the little verse, which I can't read because I haven't got my glasses on, but I'll read it out to you later.
That is so lovely.
And then look at this one. This is so stunning. This has been done by Jacqueline, and she's created this gorgeous sunset snow scene with the little elves and the reindeer, the houses. All of these stamps are on those little bubble top stamp sets. So if you buy nothing else, certainly get those today. And then this is another beautiful example. And this is using that tile topper to create a window.
That's clever.
Isn't that fab?
Yeah.
And behind the window, we've got this lovely scene, which has been built up with, again, those little bubble top stamps, lots of foliage, some of the birds, and some of the trees and little houses. Honestly, they're stunning. I'm in love with this collection. It's so wonderful. This is a very different style. This is our fabulous Caroline. And she's used them in a much more vintage way. So although they look quite modern, you can create that vintage look if that's your thing. Doing that on craft brown and, you know, sanding up the edges to give a bit more of a vintage feel.
Lovely.
Beautiful. Just a really simple idea, this one, but clever. Cut out your tile toppers from a piece of paper and use it as a stencil.
Clever.
So ink through to create that grid and then just stamp on a few of them.
That's
How
so
lovely is
nice.
that?
I love it.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Again, this is very modern but very beautiful. This is done by our lovely Christine, and she's created that grid but turned it on an angle and put glitter behind with a second grid and then just stamped a few little tiles and popped those on randomly. I just love it. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Really nice.
Yeah. Another scene done with the tile topper as a window.
That is such a clever idea, the window.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
And this, again, stenciled through the tile topper. So as you can see, so many options, so many beautiful design potentials, and I can't wait to show you a little bit more as we go through the shows today.
They are wonderful.
Aren't
If
they?
you have been inspired, it's just a couple of things that you need to treat yourself to, and then you can be creating treasures like that. For you today, for the set of 4, the bubble dies, we have got for you just £31.49 or $45.49. You've got a discount on that one. We've also got a shaping tool. Now, this is what
Yes.
helps with the tactility and the dimension.
That's right, for the bubbles.
Yes.
Yeah. So once you've cut your little bubbles out from your dies, so with these 2 dies here, you can then either add them to your bubble flat, or you can shape them. So we thought we
Perfect.
needed to bring you the shaping tools.
Great.
So again, from our lovely woodware collection, we've got a set of 3 ball tools, which gives you 6 ends in total. And one of them is absolutely massive. I don't think I've ever seen such a big ball tool. But that's what you're going to need to shape your big bubble tops. And obviously you need a soft shaping pad to do it on. So what we will do is cut your bubble, turn it face down and shape it from the back. And that will create a little cup. And that gives you your bubble. And then when you apply it to your card, you just need something dimensional to keep it lifted.
Perfect. So maybe like foam pads or chunky glue, 3D glue, that type of thing.
Yes, that's absolutely right.
Isn't that just wonderful? So if you do want those to create that look, because I'm well aware you're watching us on a flat screen, right? But these ones that have dimension, when I was looking at them before chatting to Gwen, you can't help, you want to feel them, you can't help but touch them, and they really
Just
do
beautiful.
look sensational.
That one's lovely. It's got lovely domed bubbles on there. It's beautiful.
Just really incredible. It truly is. So each of those is beautifully domed. It's almost like an optical illusion on some of them. It's incredible. So grab that shaping tool again. 10% discount on that one for you. We have also got for you the pigments and the shimmers now. So if you love your colour, if you want to add a little bit of beauty and intensity to your designs, we're in the right place. So let's chat about our pigments first, and we're talking about the blue belt at the moment.
So intense pigment stains, these are, as they say on the bottle, intense, very intense. Pigment, so they're a pigment stain, and they're a liquid. So they're fantastic to use as an ink for painting with. You can create your own sprays with them. Put a few, just 2 drops in a little bottle and some water, and you've got a spray. They're so intense, you need very little. These are going to last you a long time. I love to paint with them. I use them as a paint, just a little drop out in a palette and a brush, and away I go. And we've brought you a fabulous collection of colours here. So we've got, as we said, Bluebell, which is a lovely soft blue here. We've also got the Garnet Star, which is this one. Let me just pop that one down so you can see this collection. So let's start here. Garnet Star.
Yeah.
Bluebell.
That's a beautiful
Isn't
blue.
it stunning?
That's
it
very
really is that
special.
Bluebell blue.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is, you know, quite unique, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then we've got the Deep Plum, which I know is one of Jane's personal favourites. That's a gorgeous, rich plum colour. Then we have Citrus Lime, which is a real zing. Absolutely
That really
gorgeous.
is.
It really pops.
It's like an energetic
colour,
colour,
it's a happy colour, isn't it? It's great.
Yeah.
Then we've got Rich Crimson, which is a super Christmas red. The Garnet Star is slightly browner. You can see on there, it's got more of a brown edge to it, so they are different. And then we also have a further 4 colours for you. So we have these 4, and we've got on this end, we've got Sage Green, then we have Teal Ocean, another beautiful colour, very turquoisey.
Yeah, very holiday pool,
yes, it's
swimming
that,
pool.
Or that gorgeous sea in the
Yes.
Mediterranean. Or, don't you wish you were there?
Yeah.
My son is, he's in Turkey.
Oh,
Gone for a
really?
wedding. Oh, I'm so jealous. Yes. Then there's Cocoa Bean, which is the most beautiful, rich, chocolatey brown. And this gorgeous sunshine yellow, which is what it says on the bottle. Sunshine in a bottle, it's just gorgeous. So those are 9 intense pigment stains we've got for you today. 19ml bottles. They will last you a long time. There is a lot of pigment in there. You need very little. But if you like really strong, intense colours, you've got that option as well.
Perfect. A great selection there. If you do want to treat yourself to those ones, we've run through all of those ones on your screen. Just head on over to our Shop the Show section and you'll be able to pick your favourite one from those ones. Get yourself a couple, you know, for different seasons and things. Do seize the moment. And do not forget, we have got Gwen with us all day. So if you've got any questions for her, craft related or otherwise, so just be nosy if you fancy it. Do feel free to message us.
I might plead the fifth on some of those.
If you do want to get social with us, info's at the bottom of your screen, and this is how you do it.
Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get social with us. Whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, on your TV or tablet, you can get so close to the action, it's like you're in the studio with us. You can ask questions about products or crafty techniques. Get hints and tips from our expert demonstrators. Plus, share pictures of your crafty makes with our amazing community. Crafters TV, getting you closer to the crafty action.
tell you, every single person works tirelessly behind the scenes, and I can't just give a shout out to one person, because for me it has to be John, Tracy and Jake.
Going to give a shout out to our backstage hero, and I'm actually going to say heroes. It has got to be our product coordination team. It's got to be.
Because without those three people, when we're on air, we wouldn't be able to function like we do. They make sure we have everything we need, right from the samples to the product to having a drink of water throughout the show. They really look after us.
You see us day in, day out, 7 days a week, live on TV. We're crafting away, we're hopefully inspiring you. Every single card, every single product, every single tool that we touch has come from product coordination. Those guys are the unsung hero. They're there making sure we have the products, we have the inks, we have the tools, we have everything that we need. We have the power to actually work our Gemini ranges. The smooth running of behind the scenes of Crafters TV is all down to our product coordination team.
Our craft experts come from all over the UK to HQ up in the northeast, and here they are telling you a little bit about where they're from and what it's famous for.
So I'm from a beautiful town called Carnoustie. So many people may recognise the town as a golfing town, famous golfing town. We get lots of big golfing events. I can't say that I'm a golfer myself, but we do get a lot of the celebs, golfers, musicians, actors, all of these turning up at the town. For those that aren't into golfing, what I would tend to say is it's sandwiched in between Arbroath and Dundee, so we are quite far up. I love my town. I love where I am now. However, I will say one of the main things that I miss about my hometown, apart from my family and friends, of course, have to say that, otherwise they're going to watch this and be like, where's our mention? It is, of course, the beach. You know, we're right on the River Tay. We've got the gorgeous beach, the sand and the sea. It's absolutely beautiful. It's the one thing that I always make a beeline for as soon as I arrive back home for a little visit.
I was brought up in Colnbrick, which is a little village near Slough, so it's not very exciting, but we do have the third oldest pub in the whole of the UK there, and it's where the Cox's Pippin apple was first invented or first discovered. But I moved to Chiswick in West London about 25 years ago, and I've lived there ever since, and I love it. It's full of, I wouldn't necessarily say celebrities, but TV stars, so it's quite good for celebrity spotting when you're having a cocktail on the high road.
Welcome back. Hi, welcome. How are you? How's your day going on? I've heard that you've been sending in pictures of your pooches. We're going to have a look at more of those in a little bit. We have had so much on for you already today, and I know that the sort of last 20 minutes or so, we've been talking through the incredible products brought from the wonderful Creative Expressions. All of these treats are on our website right now. If you have been treating yourself to them and thinking, I can't wait to start crafting with them, then we are going to whet your appetite with that right now. We are going to hand on over to Gwen in Crafters Corner. Gwen, what are we up to?
Hello. Well, surprisingly, I'm going to be stamping some bubbles.
Yay!
So this is the card I'd like to start with, and I'm going to show you how to do this from start to finish using those fantastic Jane Gill woodware stamps and, of course, our intense pigment stains and lots of other bits and bobs as we go. So let's get started. I want to first of all create my inky background. So I'm going to bring in my intense pigment stains, and I'm going to use just two colours. So if I'm using a blue and a red, that's going to give me a secondary colour of purple. So I've got three colours already. So that's the other thing about these stains, is that you can of course mix them. They're like any other colour. They will mix across your colour wheel to give you secondaries and even tertiaries. There's a posh word.
Woof.
So I'm just going to pop down onto my craft mat a few drops of Teal Ocean and Rich Crimson. And in my head I'm thinking, right, so that's going to give me a purple as well in between there. Okay. You can see how little of this I'm putting down, but just wait until you see what this creates, because it is quite mind-boggling, to be honest. I'm going to spritz this generously with water, so a nice spray bottle, and just get that spritzing just until you start it see to dance a little bit. And then I've got some heavyweight coconut white cardstock. This is our 315 GSM. I'm just going to pop that down. I'm going to give it a little squish, and I'm going to press. Now you can see the ink squidging out already through the sides. You're going to get nice inky fingers, don't worry about that. Now just wait till I show you how far that ink has gone.
Whoa!
Isn't that stunning? And what I love about this is I've got red, yes, I've got blue, but I've also got purple, but I've also got sections where when I start to cut my bubbles out of this, because that's what I'm going to do with it, I can get variegated bubbles and I can get different colours of bubbles. So from that one piece, I'm going to get enough bubbles to create that bauble I showed you earlier, and get some variety in there as well. But for my background, I didn't want it to be quite so strong, so I'm going to add a little bit more water. Just let me move that to one side so I don't get it everywhere. Let that dry. You can dry it with a heat gun if you want to speed it up. So let's pop down some more water just to loosen this ink even further. And my second piece is what's going to give me the background for my bauble. So just a little twist. You don't need to do much. If you do too much mixing, it all ends up just one colour.
Got you, I see.
So just a little twist to get the ink moving. And then, now, look at that.
Ooh.
And if you do get areas where you feel that's a little bit too dark, there's too much ink, just blot it and it will carry on, it'll move around until you get the effect you want. Now I'm quite happy with that, but we can go further. So I'm going to bring in my heat gun, and I've got the dual speed woodware heat gun here, which is a lovely one because it gives you the option to have a low speed or a high speed. So it's really good.
And you're on low speed?
This is on low, because obviously I don't want to blow the ink everywhere when it's still very wet.
Yeah.
And I don't want to scald it either. I don't want to burn the card. So the low heat's great for just drying off.
Perfect.
If you want the other one's much faster, just so you can tell the difference.
Yeah, wow, you can hear that.
There aren't many heat guns that give you that, so it's nice to have that.
Definitely. It's amazing how intense that colour is,
Isn't it?
even though you hadn't added any more ink to that for the second one. It's incredible.
And now I'm going to start to build some texture onto this. So I'm just going to pop it in here and there, and look what happens.
Ooh!
But you do have to dry it between... Sorry, it's a bit loud, that one.
Don't worry, that's all right.
If you don't dry it, then it's going to carry on blending. But if you dry it, you can build on this.
Yeah, I see.
You don't need to dry every spot, but just here and there, and then you can add some more dots and a bit more colour. So that's how I build up my background. Obviously I've got one already done. If you've a bit too much ink in any areas, you can just blot it.
Perfect.
And you just keep going with that until you've got it to a point that you're happy with. Okay? So I'll put that to one side, and this is so easy to clean up. You just need a little bit of tissue or a cloth, and it just wipes away. Look at that. So I've got my craft mat here because it's just what I'm used to working on, but your glass mat equally perfect for that. All right, so let me bring in the pieces that I did earlier in that same fashion, and you can see this was my first print, so that's a lot stronger. It's a lot more blended than the one I've just done. And then this was my second print, so it's a lot softer. And out of that I've cut my bubbles and I've cut some background. So when you come to cut the bubbles, you can pick and choose which area of this background you want to cut from. And then you just take your die, cut out a little piece of this. You don't need to put the whole thing through the machine every time. And we can just pop this through our die cutting machine. And all of the dies that go with this collection will go through a small machine. So if that's all you have access to, it's absolutely fine. Of course, it's going to work beautifully through your Gemini as well. And then we get all these lovely bubbles. Look at this.
That's so many all at once. That's
yeah,
great.
and it just makes life so easy. And because I've done it out of that inky background, they're all slightly different.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're having to choose a colour and make them match and all of that sort of thing that goes on in our heads when we're creating projects. So that's the smaller ones, and then obviously the bigger ones are going to cut much bigger bubbles as well. So just to show you how those work, you do get a lot. Just pop them into a little bag and keep them somewhere when you're ready to use them. So moving on to our stamp. So I have the stamp in place, and here's my background. So that's my second more faded background, and that's the one I want to stamp on. So I'm going to use my anti-static bag. Obviously it has to be completely dry before you can stamp on it. So I would just do a load of backgrounds and leave them a few days and then decide what you want to do with it. So for this particular one, I'm going to use a coloured embossing powder. We didn't bring embossing powders today, but I'm sure you've got things in your stash. And I'm just going to ink with a clear Versamark ink pad. So we need lots of tapping onto the stamp. Keep the ink pad completely flat when you do this so that you only catch the top level of the stamp and not the edges around it. And then make sure you press really firmly across the whole of the stamp to catch all of that gorgeous detail. The beauty of having a stamp press, of course, is if you don't get the first impression perfect, you can do it again. I can't see whether that's perfect because it's clear ink, but let's hope. So I want to bring in now my embossing powder. And we'll see where this goes.
Ooh.
Isn't that lovely?
Perfect.
Just tap it to get rid of any loose dust. Gather back what you didn't use so it's not wasted, even though it looked like I threw a lot at it. And then we need to heat this to set it. Embossing powder isn't set until you've heated it and melted it. So just excuse me with the noise for now.
No problem at all. Whilst you're doing that, hello to Chrissy. Lovely to have you with us, Chrissy. Hello to Rosalind saying happy Friday from Maryland, everyone. Happy Friday. International Dog Day today. Don't forget, Rosalind, if you've got any pets you fancy sending pictures in, we'll have a look at some of them later on. Hello to Jeffrey saying good morning, Becky and Gwen, and all of the CTV crafty folks joining us. They've got Panda Craft in from us as well. And Panda Craft is saying, I love the little elf designs for scene building with the little people stamps for Christmas. It's perfect to stamp like that. That's a really great point, actually. Yeah, those little elves, they are still available if you want them. Because they are adorable, the elves, aren't they?
They really are. They're so cute. All right, so I've got my bauble stamped and embossed. I just want to enhance this background a little bit. So I'm going to bring in a distress ink and I'm going to use, I've got bubbles stuck to my fingers. I'm going to use a soft blending brush and I'm just going to go around the edge of this just to sort of frame it. I always feel a background looks really good when you actually give it an edge to frame it. And it also helps to bring those colours of inks together a little bit more. So if you do have any areas that may be too blue or too plum or whatever it is, you can change it, you can ink over these because they're all water-based products. So they're all going to be compatible.
Lovely. We've had a question in from Terry. Terry's just asking, will these intense pigment inks work on vellum?
No. Well, they'll work, but vellum doesn't like wet stuff.
Yeah.
So it's going to crinkle, unfortunately, if you put these onto vellum. So it's not ideal, no. Okay, so that's been improved now with a little bit of inking. I'm just looking for my clean-up cloth, excuse me. I can just wipe that away. And now we can start to dress our bauble. So I have some bubbles already done here. And what I want to do on these is show you how to go about stamping on them. Okay. So let me grab all of these. Look at these gorgeous things. I've already got one or two here that I have stamped, but I want to show you how to go about it. So I've just choose one of the medium ones, and I've got a little woodware stamping block, which I do believe we've got for you.
We do have that
available. And I'm using, which set did I pick up? I think these are the small. Yes, these are the Bubble Small Tops. Gorgeous selection. You've got foliage, snowflakes, more foliage, ho, 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 Noel, parcels, houses, a tiny verse there, a little bird, everything you could possibly want. They're just stunning, absolutely stunning. And to think that Jane has designed these and then created them so that they fit on these little bubbles. I mean, it's mind-boggling. It's just wonderful. So I'm going to grab a little foliage and I'm going to use some white embossing powder. This seemed like a good idea at the time and then ended up being quite fiddly, but I just want to go ahead with it because it's so lovely. So I'm going to ink with the clear Versamark. I am actually going to use my anti-static bag. Even though this bubble is tiny, I still want a clean, crisp image. And that's what the anti-static bag will help me to achieve. So lots of tapping onto that little stamp. Pop it onto your bubble. Stamp that. And then, oops, grab it with my tweezers, and I'm actually just going to dunk it in the embossing powder pot.
Okay.
Because I don't need to tip the embossing powder out, do I?
No.
So there you go, no clean up. I like that.
Woman
Let's
after my
melt
own
this
heart.
now.
Plenty of you grabbing these big bubble festive stamps. Will just remind you, you're getting the 10 pieces of them. Today, 10% off discount deal. I will also let you know that Leanne's goodie bag from last night is very, very, very popular. If you do want it or anything else, just go and shop the show.
Okay, so there's that one I've just done, and you can see how effective that white embossing powder really is. It makes it really pop, and I like the effect of that. So I did persevere, although the first couple I got in a right pickle with. So don't worry if you do, you know, you'll get there. It's practice, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me just clean off this ink before I end up wearing it.
Are you a messy crafter in general?
I try not to be. I like messy stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't like working in a mess.
Right, yeah.
So I do try to be a bit more tidy. Right, let's bring in our amazing tool set. So we've got our lovely shaping pad, and we've got these amazing, I've never seen one size of that, honestly. Now, how did I get yellow ink on myself? Because I haven't used any yellow ink yet.
No, you haven't.
Do you know? So yes, I'm a messy crafter. So I'm going to take one of the large bubbles and I'm going to turn it over. And what you need to do with these is start just rolling around the outside edge and begin to get a little bit of curl onto that. If you go in too hard and too heavy, you'll crease your cardstock, and you really want to try and keep it as smooth as possible. And the trick to that is start at the outside, roll around the edge till you start to get a little bit of cup shaping, and then slowly work your way into the centre. And then you can create a beautiful domed bubble.
Lovely.
Okay. Now I'm not going to do all of this because obviously it takes a little while. It's one of those that you can lose yourself in. It's lovely. You can just sit down and, you know, shape all your bubbles and play around and lose yourself.
Mindful?
It's very.
Yeah,
it's lovely. You do it maybe in front of the TV or out in the garden if it's nice enough, and just get those shapes done.
Lovely.
So if you want slightly more of a cup, once you've started to stretch the card, you can go down to a smaller bubble, a smaller ball tool rather, and create even more curvature. But if you go in, like I say, too quickly with a small tool, it'll just crease. So you've got to stretch it gradually. So that's how you get the shape. And then to attach these, you can use something like a glue gel or these little foam pad things. So I'm going to pop a couple of these into the middle. Of my bubble, and then just take the tops off that, and we can position our bubble in place, and that's it really. That's how you do it. If I can get the top off. You can also add a little bit of glue or glossy accents to this if you want a little bit more security and a bit more working time. Look how suddenly that really starts to look dressed. It makes a huge difference. There's nothing to stop you just painting the different circles, so you could use your intense pigment stains and actually paint them in, but it certainly is attractive when you start to add these tops. Also, I like to use one of these pickup tools. I've got a woodware one here with a waxy end for picking up the bubbles. It's perfect for that. So I can now just start to introduce a few of these bubbles, and you don't even have to shape them all. You can just shape the largest ones or whichever you choose. And look, you just pop that into place. Let's pop a couple of blue ones in, and then I'll show you the next stage. So let's pop that down, and I'm just attaching these with a little bit of wet glue. That's the wrong size. I need a tiny one. Oh, come on, where's my blue ones? There's a dark, very dark one. We'll pop that in there. And you just go ahead and pop all of those into the right places until you've filled your bauble with your chosen bubbles. And then we've also got for you today some twinkles, which are beautiful glitter glues. So all of these really tiny, weeny little circles, we don't expect you to make bubbles to fill those. That would be a step too far.
Yes, it would.
Even for me, and I like fiddly stuff. So these are lovely. They're very fluid glitter glue. Just shake to get any air out the nozzle, and then you can start to pipe. And just honestly, it's just a touch and pull up. So you can create different sizes and fill in all of those remaining little bubbles. And I really love, I'm using Vintage Blue and Aurora on this one. I love the Aurora because it will take on whatever colour is underneath it. So this is a real good one for filling, and you can just touch it down and squeeze till you've filled that bubble. How gorgeous is that? And when that dries, it will take on more of a pinky tone from the ink that's underneath it.
Oh, that's clever.
So you can leave that to dry, fill up all your baubles and your bubbles and your dots, and then you can move on to building your card. So I've got here some complementary coloured cardstock. This is the backdrop for my bauble, so that's going to sit on there. Then I've created a frame using some of our Sue Wilson rectangle dies, and I've introduced the blue in there just to pick out the blue from the ink. And then using again a couple of pieces of matching cardstock, I've stamped and embossed in that same burgundy powder the sentiment that's on this bauble set, and I'm going to sit that across my frame like that. And here's the finished sample.
Oh wow.
So none of that is difficult. Wow. And it's perfectly achievable for anybody. So why not have a go?
Definitely have a go. And I love that even if you were to do the technique that you've done there, you know, for all of your Christmas cards, for all of your friends and all of your family, no two would be the same at all.
No, that's the thing. It's impossible to recreate perfectly.
Yeah. Oh, there's something special about that, isn't there? And I think, to be honest, that's why a lot of us get into craft, right? Because we want that thing that's unique, and that is a truly unique technique. Oh, good name for an album. Anyway, loads of you absolutely loving this. Panda Crafts going, that is perfect, Gwen. There's loads of you just saying how wonderful these makes are. What a great idea we're getting in. We're getting in higher from the lovely Sandra. Hello to you again. There's so many of you treating yourself to these goodies, and if you do want to grab the big set of the stamps that you can then use those dies with to cut out your bubbles, these are the designs that you can treat yourself to. So we've got all of these lovely different ones. Just remember that these are, you know, they're your lovely clear stamps, so it means that you're gonna get that easy stamping. I'll be honest with you, when I first started stamping, I started stamping with rubber stamps, and I did not like stamping. Clear stamps like this is the thing that made me fall in love with stamping. So if you have ever done stamping before and it wasn't for you, with your rubber stamps, give these a go. Everything has its place, of course, but I really do like the fact that these are so nice and crisp and clean and you can see through them. But also, it's really nice for you that they've got that added detail on so you can see exactly what you're doing every step of the way. All of these different designs. Look at that snowman. He's just so happy. We have got all of these with the wonderful sentiments. You're getting adornments on there as well. All of these for you today, just £60.75 or $87.99. And one thing I will mention as well is, as I sort of said, you know, there's a lovely modernity about these, but at the same time, the themes running through them are timeless. So it's one of those things that you could buy it and use it this year, but actually 5, 10, 15 years, it's still going to be sort of in style because it's so notable. Really pretty collection. Now, let me tell you, the twinkles have been popular because, let's face it, we're magpies, aren't we? We love a bit of sparkle. And I am bringing to you now a selection of our twinklies. Now, this collection is wonderful. As you can see, I'm bringing you a range of different colours. You've got your precision end on this, and when you saw Gwen using these before, we saw that these run really nice and fluidly and they give you that sparkle design, even in really precise, delicate areas. I've got vintage blue for you. I have also got Aurora. Then I'm going to be bringing to you your vintage hollies. I really like that green. It's got sort of a silvery undertones almost. As well as that, I've got your red apple. And again, just as soon as I'm reading this, you can't help but stare at the amount of sparkle in this. And then last but by no means least, probably my favourite, it's my decadent teal. I love this one because it does feel really festive, but also it is an aqueous colour. So it's just divine. All of those in together now, it's only $16.49 or $23.99. And as I mentioned, you know, you're getting all 5 sets, so they're going to be keeping you smiling. Speaking of keeping us smiling, so many comments coming through for Gwen's lovely makes. Should we, what are you doing over there now, Gwen? What's that? What are you up to?
I'm getting ready for another demo.
Oh, perfect. Good. I was checking. We have got more demos coming up with the wonderful Gwen, so do not go anywhere. We are treating you to all of these goodies. One thing I do just want to keep you up to date on is the Leanne's craft bag that we did for you earlier on is very, very, very popular. If you do want to seize the moment on it, please do be quick on that one because there's loads of you treating yourself to it, possibly because of that mug and more. It's in Shop the Day on our website if you want to treat yourself to that. So go treat yourself to what you need to, and it is now time to get demoing. So, Gwen, what are we looking at next?
All right, so I want to show you, this is another of the baubles. This one's the Best Wishes bauble. It's the gorgeous traditional bauble shape, in my opinion.
So nice.
I mean, I know baubles come in all shapes and sizes, and Jane's covered every single one of them with this collection, which is amazing. I do love baubles. I like to try and buy a new bauble each year for my tree, and I've got some stunners, and then we've got things that the children have made, and Christmas trees to me should be like that, really special.
Yeah, definitely.
So for me, this is what I would think of as a traditional bauble. And I wanted to show you how, if perhaps inking and stamping is not your thing, how you can do it really simply using some of your fantastic designer papers. So let's get started. I've got a piece of paper from a collection of papers that I have from way back when, because we all keep them, don't we?
We do.
And I'm going to stamp this with a VersaFine Clair ink pad. Now, VersaFine Clair is a beautiful ink. It captures fine detail, but it's been specifically formulated to tackle the issues that we used to have with clear stamps, where the ink would bubble on the surface and you wouldn't get a really good print from it. This ink has been designed to adhere better to the clear surface, so you get perfect results every time with this ink. It's just wonderful. You can emboss it with heat, embossing powder and heat, or you can just stamp it, and as long as you give it a little bit of time to dry, it will dry on its own. So it's one of those hybrid type ink pads, absolutely gorgeous, and it's oil based, which makes it permanent. So I'm stamping directly onto my designer paper here. And there's my bubble design, and that is really lovely. So I don't need to do any more to that. I'm not going to emboss it on this occasion. And I'm going to start to use the intense pigment stains as paints. This is something I was talking to Becky about earlier, and this is how I like to use them. So I'm going to grab a smaller paintbrush, and I'm going to literally put 1 drop of this. This is the rich crimson into a little palette, seriously, a little drop like that. And then I'm going to not have my brush particularly wet because it would soak into the paper and it would bleed. So I've just moistened my brush, but then I'm squeezing the excess moisture from it. And then I can pick up this pigment stain and I can start to paint it. Look at the colour of that. Wow. It's just the most rich. And look how far it goes. And you can shade with these. If you put down your first layer quite gently and then let it dry and then go back, you can intensify by adding a second coat of the same colour. So really, I love these products. This is right up my street, is painting with ink. I quite often paint with my ink pads as well. I've just gone out of the lines, but never mind. I like to get really close, and I know I'm conscious of my head getting in the way of the camera, so it's making it a little tricky. So that was just 1 teeny weeny drop, and it's done that part for me. So I'm just going to clean out the red. Obviously you finish the whole bow, but I don't want to keep you standing waiting watching me paint. So I'm going to grab my sage green intense pigment stain, And again, just a tiny little drop. And these have a lovely controllable nib. But if you do get a drop or a drip somewhere, do clean it because they do stain. Hint in the name. And then I can now paint in my foliage. If you want to do a lot more actual painting techniques, I would recommend embossing your outline, because then it's going to give you a little wall to work toward, and it means you can add a little bit more water. But just be a little careful when you're working on designer paper like this, because it hasn't got a great weight. I mean, they're normally, what, about 180?
Yeah.
So you've got to be careful that your ink isn't going to bleed. So keep it with as little water as possible. And if you do want to add water and do a bit more technical painting, then emboss your outline, and that'll give you a little bit of a protective wall. But the inks themselves, they're not sort of wet as such, if that makes sense, until you put water in them, and then they'll start to run everywhere. So finish painting your foliage and your bow, and then we can start to enhance our bubbles. So I've got here those gorgeous bubble tops cut from designer paper. This is just a stunning way of using them. And as you can see, you get a lot extra, which is great because it gives you options when you come to fill in your bubbles, but you can pick out which section of the paper you want to use and how you want to feature it. So some of these papers were double-sided. So those of you that say, I never know what to do with double-sided paper, well, here's an idea. Use them for your bubbles and they'll give you options. So we can shape these. Again, let's grab our lovely shaping tool and pad. Now, because this is paper rather than card, I'm going to go down to a medium-sized tool. Because the paper is softer, it doesn't need working quite so much, and it's not going to crease as much. The heavier weight of something that you're trying to shape, the more you have to work it to soften the fibres. So that's just a tip for you there. So it's much easier to work with paper. And you can see how quickly that's beginning to cup and create that lovely dome. You just sort of go around in little circles until you get the shape you want.
Perfect.
And there we've got a gorgeous little dome. Now my foam pads flew off somewhere with the... Oh, they're in the bin. So let's pop a couple of these into our little... This is the largest size, I think, yeah, of the bubble tops.
Okay.
And as you can see on the bauble, you've only one of these, so they might seem fiddly, but really they don't take that long. Once you get to grips with the concept, they come together quite quickly, and I just have had so much enjoyment out of doing these, I can't tell you. And what's also particularly clever is that the bubbles will fit the circles whether they're shaped or not.
That's brilliant, yeah.
The way they've been designed and sized, it's so precise, and that's something that Creative Expressions are known for. So let's just do a couple more of these. So let's get our little shaping tool again. That's the wrong size. Never mind, it'll do. So around the outside, lots of rubbing backwards and forwards. If you do get a little crease, just work it out. Some people like to moisten it before they do this, but I find I get impatient waiting for it to then dry. So that's up to you. But you can see what a lovely dome that has created, and that will just go into that space there.
Fab.
And then we could take one of the next sizes and pop that here. So you can pick and choose your patterns and what you want to put where. You can choose ones with patterns on and ones without. In fact, I might prefer to put that there and that there. But keep shaping them. If you're going to start shaping them, shape them so they're all nicely raised. And then all these little ones I've cut from in this particular range of papers that I had. If I can find one that fits. They had these teeny tiny patterns, which is really great, and it just adds that pop of colour.
Lovely.
So we can start to pop these in, and you can see with a applicator like this how easy it makes it. I don't think I've got one that size in there. There we go, there's a nice red. And so you can see how quickly it suddenly comes alive. And again, I've chosen to use the twinkles for this to fill up even some of the slightly bigger shapes, because these are so good to squeeze and apply without much problem at all. Just shake it down into the nozzle if it's been sat a while. I tend to keep mine on the side, so they're always ready to go. And then let's just start. I just pop my nozzle in the centre, and as it comes out, I just squeeze till it reaches the outside of the circle.
We did have a question actually, which is from Michelle, and it says, how long do the twinkles take to set?
It's always tricky with questions like that, because it's how much have you applied, what atmosphere is it sitting in. Yeah. If it's quite warm, they're going to dry much more quickly. But I would say in general, you probably need to leave it at least an hour. If for something like this, whereas there's a fair depth to it. If it's just a tiny dot, then maybe half an hour. Yeah. But I would certainly not do this if you're in a hurry.
Okay, great.
So you give yourself time to set it aside to dry before you decide to assemble. But they don't take hours and hours, no. I mean, again, it's a water-based, glue-based product, so you just need time for the water to evaporate, and then you're good to go. Beautiful. So let's bring in a little bit of that fantastic vintage holly. This is the most beautiful, deep, dark, rich green. I do like this kind of green. I know green's not for everybody, but certain greens I do like.
I'm a big fan. I'm over here now. I'm just nicking your card, if that's all right.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You just wanted to stroke it, didn't you?
Do you know what? I really do. It's absolutely stunning. Just whilst you're adding a little bit more, it is time for me to get our vote going for demo of the show. So I've got two here for you to choose from. We've got this one here, number 1, that was in earlier on from Debby. I have also got this one here, which is in with the lovely Gwen. And one thing I will mention to you is the fact that we have also got Becky Swan's make, which I might go and look for right now, actually, to go and find that. But yes, do get voting on those. You can do it on our social media pages. Head on over to our socials. The info is now at the bottom of your screen. Do feel free to treat yourself to the votes and let us know your favourite one. Whilst you do that, I'm back over with you, Gwen.
Okay, welcome back. So this one here is one that I'd got partially on the go on a different piece of paper that already had this lovely corner of poinsettias. But don't forget those amazing bubble top foliage stamps, because you can create your own corner by stamping those teeny little stamps. And I know that we have some samples amongst the ones we've shown you earlier that where the design team have done that. So that's something to think about. But I just wanted to show you this as it's progressed. So I've painted the bauble cap with yellow and then put the twinkles over that to give it more of a golden tone. I've piped the twinkles into all of my little baubles, the teeny ones, and then I'm ready to put my bubble tops in place. So mounting that really simply onto some complementary cardstock, and here you have that finished Best Wishes bauble.
Lovely.
And done in the designer papers. I really love all that pattern that's in there and all the colour that you can get in there. I love that.
It's so chic and it's so elegant.
Thank you.
Actually showing it, it's not something that takes a very, very long time to do either. No. It's gorgeous, isn't it? So, so many people absolutely loving these. Christine is saying, I just like this comment. That's very awesome. It is very awesome, isn't it? It's absolutely gorgeous card. Lots
Thank
of
Jane's concept. I think it's fabulous.
Oh, brilliant. So, one thing I will remind you is the twinkles themselves have been really, really popular. Just wanted to show you the colours here on the card. One thing that I've noticed about these, because you at home know exactly what I'm like, I can't just sit and look at stuff. I have to, you know, I've been bending this paper, I've been making shapes on it, and it's got a lovely, almost flexibility to it. So it's not just, have you ever used some like colours or glitters sometimes where literally you'll bend the paper slightly to open a card and it'll go not had that on these at all, and I've been moving it every which way.
Yeah, it's not going to crack off.
No, it's amazing.
It It's flexible, as you say, and it's got an immense twinkle, so really beautiful.
Because that isn't what I would expect, because of the amount of glitter in it. I would expect, oh, it's naturally going to start doing this. And obviously off camera, I'm not bonkers.
Well,
I was like, oh, it does, it's not doing it.
You could say I'm biased, but it is Cosmic Shimmer.
Well, there you go, there you go. So if you do want those, just as a reminder, then you have got it. If you do want to treat yourself to those ones, you absolutely can. Well done, lovely Debbie. We've got you demo up the show. So congratulations. We have got more votes coming up for you later on, don't forget. And one thing we've got is Gwen back with us. Gwen, what are we expecting in your next show?
Well, I'm going to start showing you some of the bubble tops and using some of those independently, how you can use the dies in different ways, the tiles and the toppers and that sort of thing. So, of course, there'll be more bubbles.
More bubbles. More bubbles, more toppers, more goodness.
Yeah.
So that will be with Gwen in a little bit. I will remind you, we've got Softer Side coming up with Becky, and we've got some dog-inspired makes. Have we got any dog pictures now? Because we did have we've got a full minute left of the show, and I could ramble on about Debbie's double discounts and, you know, all the other crafts we've got, but you've sent in your put pictures, so we may as well look at them for International Dog Day. Hello, Bella and Flint, you two snuggle buddies. Thank you for that, Katie. Hello to, oh, Dexy. Dexy, that is a puppy who loves a cuddle. Dexy's so fluffy, I love it. Hello, oh, Misty. Is it Border Collie they are, aren't they? Border Collie. Oh, beautiful dogs, beautiful. Very clever indeed. Belle and Minnie. Oh my gosh, I didn't realise there was 2 dogs in that. They're snuggled together so closely. And it says, watching Mum in her craft room. That's brilliant, Nikki, thank you. Hello, oh, Josie, you lovely. Oh, again, one of those dogs that's got a really happy, smiley face. That's so cute. Hello also to Molly. Look at Molly over there. Oh, nice garden as well, Stephen, might I say. Sue, these are beautiful. Toby and Max, they like they could be on an advert for dog food. I've also got Sheba in with us too. Oh, Sheba's having a little snack.
Sheba looks very cheeky.
Yeah. Personality Sheba. And then finally, for now, oh, what a oh my goodness, look at their faces. They're like yin and yang. Susan, they're beautiful. Oh, thank you for taking time to send those in for our International Dog Day. I will be asking for more pictures throughout, especially because Becky Swan is making little dog bandanas and dog leads. So we'll have a look at more of those later. For now, though, go and treat yourself to all the things you need. Get them in your basket. Remember, it's 5 for Friday, and we'll be back with you in about an hour. See you then.